So it has been a little while, not too long actually, since the last update, but I am now exactly a week from the closing date on the house. And actually, today we have an assessor showing up to, make sure that I haven't overpriced the house, which we know is well under the actual value, so we're good there. Um, and I've actually had Casper here for the last couple days because the friend's house that I was keeping him at didn't want all of his fur anymore. So him and I have gotten to spend the last few days together, but I've got him over at another friend's facility called Your Pet Space, which does doggy daycare here in Las Cruces. And they're really good friends of mine, and they're going to help me try and find a good home for him. So they're giving him a chance to see how he acclimates with other dogs, which I mean, I know he'll do fine. He loves playing with other dogs. But on the downside, I've up a little bit, made a mistake. Um, so I told you about the Hello Talk thing, and honestly, I haven't even really used that app in quite a while now. But I had the brilliant idea of that would probably be a really great way to maybe meet some people that can be guides for me when I go overseas. So I decided to open a different app, um, and it was a dating app. And honestly, I mean, the truth of the matter is this: is the first couple days, I felt like a freaking rock star. It was crazy how busy and how many responses I got. Now, it's first couple days. But the downside was that, well, there was a few downsides because obviously I ran into a bunch of scammers. Within the first 5 minutes of me being on the chat and chatting with them, I mean, are basically begging me for money, for load for their phones or, food for their kids or their electricity or their rent or, I mean, and I don't think I'm underestimating that 2/3 of the people I chatted with were that way, which was something. But I have met a few that are actually really good people. And I'll tell you what, I mean, because I've had a couple video chats and things like that, and just seeing some of the way that they live here in the states. Well, I mean, I can't say that completely, but the vast majority of people here in the states, unless you live in a very, very in poverty, um, it just blows my mind how poor some of these people are and the conditions that they live in. And obviously the fact too, especially in the Philippines, where they just got hit by two huge typhoons and earthquakes, and I mean, it breaks my heart. I mean, I was on the app for 3 days and I had to get rid of it just because. I mean, it was like, I mean, I can't save the whole damn country, you know. And my problem is I do have a very big heart, and I feel for people, and I want to help people. But I've also had to learn how to set boundaries too. That was one of the big things that I worked through in therapy. And I have, like I said, I found a few people that are willing to be guides for me when I go over there. And so I'm a little excited to get over there and be able to meet them and learn more about the country and the areas and stuff like that. But I've also realized that I have a map that I've been building in Google Maps of places that I want to go, and not just in the Philippines, but in other areas, other countries that I want to go to too. But this list right now, oh my God, I must have 40 and 60 locations that I want to check out, and most of them I want to go and stay at least 3 or 4 days, so I can get a good feel of the location. So, now it's visa issues and things like that, but I can't do anything until I close on my house because then I've got to go pay a couple things off so that I can get my passport, which because I've already had my passport in for renewal for a while, but I've got some debts that I have to pay before they're going to release it to me. Then I can make my travel plans. I mean, today is December 3rd, and I mean, my original plan was to be on a plane by December 1st, because I wanted to be somewhere else for Christmas Eve, because this year will be, it'll be a year anniversary of when my mother passed on Christmas Eve. But right now, just because of the time frames involved and the governmental agencies involved, I'm really, truly, hopefully praying that I can be over there by New Year's Eve. So that's really what I've got my fingers crossed. Yeah, as you can probably see too, I've ended up having to start wearing my backpack expat clothes because I'm living out of my bags now and I'm running out of clothes. So I figured, what the hell, I might as well start wearing them. And if you're interested in getting any, I've got these hats, I've got a bunch of stuff. And if you're interested, just let me know. And I can provide a link in my videos to be able to, for you guys to be able to purchase stuff to help kind of support this whole process that I'm going through. But like I said, I mean, I've chatted with some of these people and just seen how some of them live. And obviously I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and things like that. And, the thing about it though is, although a lot of them live in, I mean, just downright poverty, they're happy, whereas, I mean, I know people here in the US that have everything and all they do is bitch and complain about it, It's just, I guess, one more little piece of proof that, me taking the steps that I'm taking, like I say, to basically just eliminate all my crap and get rid of the stuff, because the stuff doesn't mean anything. And, try and live a much simpler life and just find that happiness and peace. That's really, that's the goal. And, I've when I went and I had to put a profile on this dating app, I put that on there, as the fact of the matter is that the reason that I'm coming is to be able to find, my peace and happiness in a place that I can call home and feel like home to me. And that if I find somebody that can add to my peace and happiness without adding more drama, then that'd be a bonus. And so that's kind of what was in my profile. And like I said, though, I mean, I honestly must have had 200 responses in the first 2 days. And I mean, like I said, there was definitely a lot of scammers included in that, but I met, I would say a good handful or dozen of people that I think are good people. But once again, you never know these days until you actually meet them in person, right? So obviously that journey will continue once I am over there. But yeah, so that's currently my update now. I really hope and pray that my next update will be after we close and I get everything else taken care of and I start making flight arrangements. So it's coming. It's definitely happening. It has gotten a lot real. I mean, I've been over to the title company and had to drop off the paperwork that they required from me. And, there's no backing out. So, I mean, I am at the precipice of the cliff right now. And, it's scary. I mean, I actually had my last therapy session with my therapist yesterday. And, at the end of the session, she's like, well, do you want to reschedule another one just in case? And it's like, I honestly am praying that I'm going to be over there before the next month rolls around. And not that I don't enjoy my time with her, but the truth of the matter is I think her work's done. She's helped me as much as she can, and I'm, in a much better place than I was when her and I first started talking. So, and she agreed. She thinks I'm in a really good place, and, maybe she'll watch my journey too. And I actually have already had a few people sign up for the channel, even though I haven't even released any videos yet. But those are coming soon. Like I say, as soon as my feet are planted on a plane headed overseas, that's when my videos will start coming out. So, but yeah, other than that, I have the appraiser showing up here pretty quick, so I better get done with this. But you guys have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon.